you can count on. You're watching WTVM News Leader 9. Sponsored by Montlick & Associates, Columbus Injury Attorneys.
We are following severe weather this morning as it rumbles across the Chattahoochee Valley. A state of emergency is in effect in Alabama as thousands prepare for storms that are expected to bring heavy winds and tornadoes. You can see from our live drive unit on 13th Street heading into Phoenix City that rain is already here. The line of weather moving over the valley responsible for a number of watches and warnings. Hello and good morning. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of News Leader 9 Morning. An Alert Center Action Day has been triggered as the National Weather Service says tornadoes are possible today in Alabama and Georgia. To get you ready for the severe weather, we have team coverage this morning. Our Brandon Etheridge is live in Auburn with the latest on preparation efforts. First, though, let's check with Storm Team 9 meteorologist Elizabeth Diamore, who is tracking this weather and has been. Good morning.
Good morning, Jack. Yeah, we've had several severe thunderstorm warnings and strong storms roll through the Chattahoochee Valley. These storms are a part of the first round that we were anticipating. They're moving north through the area and causing some very gusty winds and some large hail. We have had many reports on Facebook and to our station here of quarter size to golf ball size, even tennis ball size hail falling within these storms. So let's look at the radar, see what we have currently out there right now. You can see these storms again floating to the northeast, bringing with it some severe weather with it. I'm going to go ahead and pause this. A very loud storm moving through Quitman County and Randolph County up through Stewart County, Lumpkin. It's going to get pretty loud there and possibility to see some large hail in your area. Another one up in Meriwether County, or moving out of Talbot County into Meriwether County very shortly. The only warning that we have is with the storm down there across Quitman County, really out of Clay County, I should say, as of now, and that goes until 6:15 Eastern time. So just something to keep in mind. This morning there are some strong storms on the table. Look at this hail history. We've seen some numbers close to 3 inches, 1 to 2, pretty common, but that is very large hail, and that's kind of what we're anticipating for this morning, this morning's round. A large hail threat, not much in the way of a tornado threat. Although an isolated tornado is still possible, the tornado risk is going to be much higher for the afternoon storms. So don't let your guard down. This is just round one. This severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 8 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Eastern time for all of the entire Chattahoochee Valley, and that includes a flash flood watch, as we could see some flooding concerns as well. So stay inside. If you don't have to get out and about, that's what we want you to know as these severe thunderstorms roll through, and be on alert for any watches and warnings as they will continue to come throughout the day. More details on the rest of Wednesday's severe weather threat coming up.
Liz, we also talked about school closings. You can see them on the ticker at the bottom of the screen. Now, we continue our team coverage this morning with News Leader 9's Brandon Etheridge. He's live at Green Hall at Auburn University. Brandon, folks are getting ready there, I'm sure.
That's right, Chuck. Folks, getting ready here in East Alabama. Now, I know Phoenix City, Ladonia area have seen some hail this morning. Here in Auburn, nothing to write home about. We've seen a few sprinkles across the area, but nothing major this morning. Now, I'm right now inside of Green Hall. The university has opened this shelter location on the veterinary medicine campus, which is just out Wire Road from the Auburn main campus. This is a shelter location. It's open now, will be open through the day for students and community members that need to seek shelter more so than what they have at their home. This is an ideal location for those of you in the trailer parks out on Wire Road and Webster Road. Nearly 500 or more trailers in that area, students living in those. A lot of students going to be moving to this area as tornado watches and warnings issued later throughout the day. But keep this area in mind on this side of campus as well as on the other side of campus, the Ralph Brown Drawn Library, for those of you more in the downtown area of Auburn, also open as a shelter location. Providence Baptist Church in Opelika, also a shelter location over here in East Alabama today. So lots of places for people to seek shelter. Make sure you know where your safe place is. This may be your safe place. It may be a place inside of your home. Identify that spot that is within a home, no exterior walls and no windows there is where you're going to want to find that safe place. So we'll continue to be live throughout the morning here in Auburn, but for now, Brandon Etheridge live in Auburn for News Leader 9.
Thank you much, Brandon. You raise a good point. If you live in a mobile home or don't have a place to go for shelter, should a tornado warning be issued, there are some places already open. In East Alabama, the Fort Mitchell Fire Department on Highway 165 is available, as is the Providence Baptist Church in Opelika and the Waverly Community Center. In Columbus, meanwhile, the Safe House on Hamilton Road opens at 7 this morning, another hour before that happens. The Valley Rescue Mission on 2nd Avenue will be operating with extended hours today. We have more team coverage this morning. Our Marla Spence is live in Midtown Columbus, where folks are still cleaning up after 3 confirmed tornadoes in West Georgia on Monday. Marla, tell me, are people doing anything differently today as they prepare?
Chuck, I'm in Midtown Columbus across from the Cross Country Plaza, where more than 25 pike trucks are parked in this area. Now, this is the company contracted out to help Georgia Power restore electricity to almost 6,000 homes in Columbus from Monday's storm. Now, many of the folks in this area who received damage from that storm are pretty much preparing by fueling their cars and parking them under a garage or a carport and stocking up on food, water, and charging their phones and batteries. Now, I spoke to a few folks in the Midtown area yesterday, and one man told me he's nervous power will take twice as long to be restored if today's storm is severe. He also says all he can do is pretty much pray for the best and do what he can to prepare for this severe weather. Reporting live in Columbus, I'm Marla Spence for News Leader 9 Mornings.
Marla, thank you much. 6:06 our time, by the way. The threat of severe weather is forcing a number of schools and businesses to close today. All schools in Muskogee, Russell, Lee, Chattahoochee, Harris, and Marion counties are among those that have canceled classes today. You can find the full list on the homepage of our website, WTVM.com. Now, when the severe weather hits you, you need to make sure that you have an emergency plan, that everyone in your house knows that plan, and have an emergency kit. Red Cross says the best kits include important documents like Social Security cards, cash, 3 days worth of medicine, water, and non-perishable food. You're also advised to pack a flashlight, extra batteries, and of course a weather radio so you can monitor what's happening. Dozens of Georgia Power crews are already in the Fountain City this morning as they get ready for outages caused by the storms. This is part of a mutual assistance program organized by the company that has brought more than 200 workers to Columbus from Alabama and Florida. The trucks are parked in front of the Kmart on Macon Road, ready to take action in replacing broken power poles and down lines. Members actually arrived yesterday in an attempt to get ahead of the weather.
We brought in resources from as far away as Jacksonville. A lot of folks came down from Atlanta, and we have all but about 2% of those folks back home. And that's the kind of benefit mutual assistance gives you, because we'd have never been able to do that with our own folks. But when you can bring people in from all over, help each other, then go back home, that's a great thing.
Some 30,000 power outages were reported on Monday, so crews say they are ready to work throughout the day today. Make sure you stay weather aware by downloading the free News Leader 9 weather app. You can use it to get county-specific weather alerts sent straight to your phone, and you can follow the storms as they happen with the live radar feature. To find it, just search WTVM in your phone's app store. There is other news. In fact, breaking overnight in Columbus, an investigation is underway after a nightclub shooting in Midtown. Officers say a person was shot at the After 5 Sports Bar and Grill just after 11 last evening. Officers have not released the identity of that victim or their condition, and no suspects have been named. This is a developing story, so make sure you stay with News Leader 9 to get the latest as soon as we get it. This morning, the effort resumes to haul away debris from that portion of Interstate 85 that collapsed last week in North Atlanta. The Georgia Department of Transportation says it hopes to finish rebuilding the overpass by mid-June. Authorities say a fire that was intentionally set by a man under that bridge caused the collapse last Thursday. The DOT says it is offering financial incentives to contractors to meet a June 15th deadline. All right, let's check back with Storm Team 9 meteorologist Elizabeth D'Amore. She's been tracking this weather pretty much all night, and as she says, this is the first wave. What else are we expecting? Let's check with her now.
Thanks, Chuck. I wanted to talk about, the first round happening right now. You can see a live picture from our Alpha Insurance Skycam here in Columbus. It's what starts a stormy start. We've had hail reports. We've had winds gusting up to 50-60 miles per hour. And this is just round one. Again, we are expecting the second round to come in for the afternoon hours, and that threat is going to be much higher. So you'll want to download the app if you haven't already done so. The good news is that it shows what's going on watch and warning wise. It'll also alert alert you, kind of like a text message or a push alert right on your phone. But if I click on the app, which I have it up here, you're looking at a mirror image, you have what's going on in Muskogee County, because that's where my location is set for a flash flood watch and a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 a.m. Eastern time. That's for all of the Chattahoochee Valley. But I can also scroll down and see what the radar is doing. I've had actually several questions on Facebook of what is going on outside. What does the radar look like? You can track the radar. You can look at the rain. You can see the storms. You can see south of Columbus there across Quitman County, some very loud storms rolling closer to Lumpkin. You can get it all here right on the app. To make sure your location is set correctly, click on the 3 bars in the top left-hand corner, and as I do that, it'll bring up a main screen, and you want to go to settings. And once you click on settings, this pops up, severe weather alerts. They are turned on. That means I will get those alerts sent straight to my phone. This is going to be pertinent as we get towards the afternoon, as we could see several tornado warnings in effect across the Chattahoochee Valley. So we'll talk more on what we can expect this afternoon, timing-wise, coming up.
Thank you much. Our time, 6:11 now. As an ethics committee is set to meet today, the attorney for Alabama Governor Robert Bentley is calling for a new impeachment schedule. The dates, he says, should be changed to ensure a fair hearing for the governor. Plus, as we get ready for the threat of severe weather, we're hearing from city leaders about what you need to do if you see damage. What Mayor Teresa Tomlinson says you should do is coming up in the next half hour of News Leader 9 Morning.